I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Tuesday, October 7th. It will be at least 5 years before Quincy will have a municipal broadband service. The City Council last night pushed the process forward by approving a process to begin a pilot program in Marymount and Quincy Point next year. The move corrects an earlier error in the process. If the pilot program proves successful, a municipal broadband network will be installed across the entire city. The move is aimed at giving residents a choice in internet providers and lowering costs. A revenue bond needed for the build-out still requires state approval. The initial proposal for a municipal broadband service was made 7 years ago. A time capsule from 1947 will be opened during a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Squantum Elementary School in Quincy today. Officials will gather at 5 p.m. to mark the beginning of construction on the new school. A time capsule that was discovered in the cornerstone of the 1947 portion of the building will be opened and its contents revealed. The ceremony will take place at the intersection of Standish Road and Huckins Avenue and will include remarks from representatives of the Massachusetts School Building Authority, the state delegation, Mayor Thomas Koch, the superintendent, the city council, and the school principal. Demolition of the old school will be completed in 2 weeks, followed by the start of construction on the new school. The original 1919 portion of the school will be preserved. The new Squantum School will be completed in 2 years. The Quincy Climate Action Network is hosting a candidates' night tonight. Some candidates for Quincy City Council will be participating in the forum from 7 to 10 p.m. at the United First Parish Church in Quincy Center. All 6 candidates for councilor at large have agreed to participate, along with candidates for wards 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ward 6 Councilor William Harris and Ward 1 Councilor Dave McCarthy and his challenger, David Jacobs, will not be participating, nor will school committee candidates. The candidates are expected to be asked questions about the environment and climate change, and the public is welcome to attend. Less than a month before Brian Walsh was due to go on trial for the murder and dismemberment of his wife, a judge ordered that he undergo a mental health evaluation. The trial was postponed. Judge Diane Frenair issued the order for a competency examination yesterday. The title of the judge's order cites a state law that allows the court to order an examination whenever a court of competent jurisdiction doubts whether a defendant in a criminal case is competent to stand trial or is criminally responsible by reason of mental illness or mental defect. Later yesterday, a hearing was held. Brian Walsh was ordered to be sent to Bridgewater State Hospital for 20 days to determine whether he is competent to stand trial. The final pretrial hearing, which was scheduled for today, was rescheduled, and another competency hearing is now set for October 27th. Walsh's trial was previously scheduled to begin on October 20th. That's now being rescheduled. He faces charges of murder, misleading a police investigation, and improper conveyance of a human body. Anna Walsh, a 39-year-old mother of 3 from Cohasset, went missing around New Year's Day in 2023. Prosecutors believe Brian Walsh killed and dismembered her before disposing of the body, which has never been found. A judge set bail for 2 men who were arrested over the weekend during what police described as a large-scale vehicle takeover involving illegal street racing in Boston. The takeover ended with a police cruiser being torched by fireworks. Boston police said there were more than 100 people involved in the chaotic scene on Mass Ave and Tremont Street about 2 a.m. Sunday. 18-year-old Julian Bowers and 19-year-old William Cantwell were the only 2 people arrested. Both men are from Rhode Island. They were arraigned yesterday in Roxbury District Court. Not guilty plea was entered on behalf of both men. Prosecutors sought $20,000 cash bail for Cantwell and $15,000 for Bowers, but instead the judge set bail at $500 for Bowers and $1,000 for Cantwell. The two teens fist bumped after hearing the bail amount. Men were allegedly part of a massive group that coordinates gatherings on social media and in group messaging platforms. They arrive in various locations and use their cars to block off streets to stop the flow of traffic. Prosecutors said drivers perform burnouts, donuts, and illegal street racing, often live streaming the activities. Similar incidents occurred in Randolph and Middleborough. One officer's cruiser was being targeted by the group, so he began to drive in circles in an effort to keep people off the vehicle. Several people jumped onto the hood of the cruiser, while others were throwing fireworks and other objects. Police said the officer heard explosions and then noticed the cruiser was filling with smoke and sparks. Cruiser eventually went up in flames and was completely destroyed. No officers were hurt. Bowers was allegedly seen throwing objects at officers and their cruisers. He was charged with malicious destruction of property over $1,200, disorderly conduct, assault and battery on a police officer, and resisting arrest. Cantwell was accused of repeatedly smashing a cruiser with an orange pole. He was charged with malicious destruction of property over $1,200, disorderly conduct, assault and battery on a police officer, and resisting arrest. Police also charged him with drug possession after allegedly finding 2 packages of marijuana edibles in his bag. In court, the prosecutor said the weekend's incident is part of a growing nationwide trend that's organized through social media. Groups often come from out of state and move quickly to overwhelm police. Bowers and Cantwell, who have open drag racing cases out of Rhode Island, were ordered to stay out of Boston except for legal proceedings, and to meet with their attorneys. They must also wear GPS monitoring bracelets when they make bail. Both men are due back in court on November 5th for a pre-trial hearing. A check of business news this morning. Stocks are mixed. The Dow is down 63 points. The Nasdaq rose 161, and the S&P added 24. Asian stocks mostly higher in quiet holiday trading, while Japan's benchmark rose to new records on hope for more government spending and lower taxes under Japan's first woman prime minister. Dollar rose, the euro is down, and oil is at $61 a barrel. The forecast from the National Weather Service: another summer-like day today with partial sunshine and a high of 84 degrees. Tonight, cloudy, maybe some rain late, and a low of 58. Tomorrow, rain and showers, the high of 68 degrees. For Thursday, lots of sunshine and cool, high only 57, and sunny 62 on Friday. For the boater, waves about 2 feet, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, increasing 15 to 20, then gusting to 25 knots at a high tide at 11:53 a.m. Sunrise 6:47, sets at 6:14. I'm Joe Catalano with an AM Quincy news update for Tuesday, October 7th.